Ever get curious about what's really going on behind the scenes in your data?
Yeah, like those ones and zeros we hear about.
Exactly. Well, today we're taking a deep dive into the heart of it all, Power Query in Excel, and specifically this function.
A function?
Yeah, it's called Lines from Binary.
Oh yeah, lines from binary.
I know binary might sound a little intimidating, like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
You know, it kind of is, right?
But honestly, it's not as complicated as it seems.
No, not at all.
And once you get the hang of it, you'll see it can be a seriously powerful tool for anyone working with data.
Anyone.
Whether you're a total beginner or a seasoned data expert.
Right.
So let's break this down.
Okay.
So what does Lines from Binary actually do?
Well, think of it like this. Computers, they speak in binary code.
Right. Ones and zeros.
Yeah, exactly. It's their language. But we humans,
Hey, words.
we need words, we need sentences. So this function acts like a translator.
Okay.
It takes that binary code and turns it into readable text that we can actually understand and work with.
So it's kind of like deciphering a secret code.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. But I guess I'm still wondering, like, why would we even need to do this? Isn't most data we deal with already in text format?
Well, that's what we think, right? Like we see text files and spreadsheets.
Right.
But underneath it all, deep down, all that stuff is actually just binary data.
Really? Even like pictures and music?
Even pictures and music. So Lines from Binary lets us like peel back the layers and potentially find information that's hidden in there.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's like revealing the hidden structure.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell me, if I'm looking at this function in Power Query, what am I actually going to see?
Well, you're going to see a formula.
Okay.
It's going to look something like this. Lines from binary, binary optional quote style, optional include line separators, optional encoding.
Whoa. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, but let's break it down.
Okay.
So the first part, binary.
Okay.
That's pretty straightforward.
Right.
It's the actual data that you want to convert.
Got it. That's our input.
Exactly.
Okay, but then we've got all these optional things.
Right.
Are they really optional? What happens if I just skip them?
Well, you can skip them, but they give you more control over how the conversion happens.
Okay.
It's like fine-tuning, you know, like a radio signal to get the clearest reception.
Okay, so they're like advanced settings.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's start with a quote style. What is that all about?
Okay, so imagine you're working with like sales data and you have a column for product descriptions.
Right.
Now, some of those descriptions, they might have commas in them, maybe even line breaks within quotes.
Oh, yeah.
So quote style tells the function how to deal with those quotes and line breaks.
So it's like telling the function, hey, those quotes actually matter. Don't mess up my data.
You got it. And there's different options for quote style, like quotestyle.csv.
Yeah.
That one's perfect for CSV files where quotes are used to enclose fields that might have commas or line breaks.
Got it. So it helps keep the data organized.
Exactly. It prevents any data corruption.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, what about this include line separators thing? What's that about?
Okay, well, does it literally mean whether those line break characters show up in the final text?
Yeah.
You got it. Think of it like a poem.
Okay.
If you have a poem stored as binary data and you use include line separators, you keep those line breaks and you get the original format of the poem.
Oh, okay.
But without it, you just get a big block of text.
A wall of text.
Yeah, you lose all that poetic structure.
So like sometimes you want those line breaks, sometimes you don't.
Right.
Depends what you're doing with the data.
Exactly. It all depends on how you want to analyze and use that information.
Okay, cool. Makes sense. Now the last option is encoding.
Yes.
What does that do?
Well, encoding tells the function how the binary data is translated into text.
Okay.
It's like choosing the right dictionary. Different encoding schemes exist like UTF-8 or ASCII.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
And you got to pick the right one that matches how the data was originally encoded.
Got it. So like if the data was written in Spanish, you wouldn't want to use an English dictionary.
Exactly. You need the right tools for the job.
Okay, so we've covered like the basics of Lines from Binary and its main options.
Yeah.
But I think you mentioned there's even more to quote style.
Yes.
Something about CSV style.
Yes. You're catching on quick.
I'm trying.
Within quote style, you can use CSV style to fine-tune how the function handles quotes.
Okay.
Especially in those CSV files. It's like having different lenses for a microscope.
I like that analogy.
You can zoom in and get even more precise with your data extraction.
Okay, so tell me more about CSV style. What kind of options are we talking about here?
Okay, so one option is CSV style. Quote after delimiter.
Right.
That means quotes only matter if they come right after the delimiter, like a comma.
Okay.
This is really useful when quotes might be used for like emphasis within a field,
Right.
and you don't want those to be misinterpreted.
So it's basically saying if the quote isn't right next to a comma, just treat it like regular text.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, what are the other options?
Well, you also have CSV style. Quote always.
Okay,
And in this case, every quote is important no matter where it is.
got it.
This is useful when quotes are used consistently to define fields, even if they don't always come after a delimiter.
Okay, this is getting pretty detailed, but I see how powerful this function can be.
Yes, it is.
With all these options, you can really fine-tune how the data is extracted
Right.
and avoid a lot of potential problems later on.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It's like having the right tools for any data situation.
So to wrap things up, Lines from Binary is like a secret decoder ring
Yeah,
that unlocks all this hidden information within binary data.
exactly.
And with these optional parameters, you can customize exactly how that decoding happens.
Right.
Especially when it comes to dealing with those sometimes tricky quotes and line breaks.
It's all about precision and control.
Now think about all the data you encounter every day.
Yeah.
Spreadsheets, reports, even emails.
All of it.
The ability to work with binary data opens up a whole new world of possibilities for understanding and analyzing information.
It's like having X-ray vision for your data. What kind of data do you work with regularly? And how could Lines from Binary be helpful to you?
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
And see you in the next deep dive.
Until then, keep exploring.
And happy decoding.
Bye.
Bye.